Higher Ideals. What Makes a Philosopher? Book 9, Imperfect Societies. So the context of this is that Plato / Socrates talked about 4 different types of political organizations of society, which included democracies, where there's a love for honor. It is organized like Sparta. There are oligarchies, where power is in the hands of a few. There are democracies, where power is in the hands of the many. And there are tyrannies, where tyrants gain the upper hand, coercing democracies and the people for their own gain, and thus producing totalizing power and control. So this quotation is from 585, part B and C. Then which good has a fuller share of pure reality, things like bread, meat and drink, and food generally, or things like judgment, knowledge, understanding, and in brief, all excellencies of the mind. Put the question this way: which do you think is more truly real? Something which belongs to the realm of unchanging and eternal truth, exists in it and is of its nature, or something which belongs to the realm of change and mortality, exists in it and is of its nature? So thinking about it, do the base things of the world, such as meeting basic survival needs, share in the similar value as eternal and unchanging truths? The answer to that is obviously not. But the realization of this higher episteme or gnosis, aka knowledge, these ground philosophers on things that are greater than their own needs, and thus it is hoped that it will benefit society as well. There is, however, a problem, in that basic needs still need to be fulfilled, and this pursuit of greater needs over basic needs may even breed the dangers of Gnosticism, since they deny the flesh for the so-called higher ideals. On the other hand, some people are just satisfied with baser things. Think the plebeians in Rome, how they were entertained by bread and circuses, or the proles in 1984, or in internet parlance, the normies, to describe the bulk of society who don't pursue or seek out these greater truths. In part 586, verse A to C, Socrates states that those, therefore, who have no experience of wisdom and goodness, and do nothing but have a good time, spend their life straying between the bottom and middle in our illustration, and never rise higher to see or reach the true top, nor achieve any real fulfillment or sure and unadulterated pleasure. They bend over their tables like sheep with their heads bent over their pasture and eyes on the ground. They stuff themselves and copulate, and in their greed for more, they kick and butt each other with hooves and horns of steel and kill each other, because they are not satisfied, as they cannot be while they fill with unrealities, a part of themselves which is itself unreal and insatiable. My dear Socrates, said Glaucon, you sound as if you were delivering an oracle on the life of the common man. And then Socrates stated, and are not pleasures of such a life inevitably mixed with pain, and so an empty sham and mere phantoms of true pleasures? The point Socrates was making was that pursuing the true and the good is different to the aims of the majority of the populace, who are happy with their baser things met, aka ignorance is bliss. Thus, it should be easier to tell apart who the philosophers are, since they are those that question not only the systems in place, but also on the nature and makeup of our very reality, of truth and of virtue. Asking philosophical questions can be taught, since Socrates made the point that philosophers can be educated. They are to be educated with arithmetic, plain and solid geometry, astronomy, harmonics, aka music and singing, and the dialectic. All these point towards seeing patterns, developing one's logic and reasoning abilities, and ultimately pursuing those eternal truths that were mentioned prior. So yeah, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and yada yada yada.